Viewing out the corner of my eye, saw a pretty little thing approaching me. Said I never seen a man who looks so all alone. Or could you use a little company? If you pay the right price, your evening will be nice, and you can go and send me on my way. I said you're such a sweet young thing, why you do this to yourself? She looked at me, and this is what she said. Oh, there ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. No, I can't slow down, I can't hold back. Don't you know, I wish I could. No, there ain't no rest for the wicked till we close our eyes for good. Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street.
Coming to you from the heart of the Dirty 30, it's South Alabama's #1 podcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ.
Good Friday morning and welcome to Drive Time, the best, worst show on Facebook. Another week of quarantine in the books. Good morning, Kenwood.
Good morning, DJ. Another week. I guess we're still on the social distancing, whatever you call it, guidelines.
More so now than ever.
Yeah.
Had the big press conference yesterday, Capitol Hill.
Yeah. I do like what they're talking about. They're trying to bring the economy back online kind of in phases.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did.
I think that's smart money. I mean, in the way they're talking about taking the most unaffected areas and kind of bringing them back online as we go. You think it'll happen by Easter?
I hope so. It's hard. I think a lot of times where we sit, from our viewpoint, it's hard to understand the magnitude of this deal. Like
yes.
I'm going to bring yesterday's press conference into it with the school is going to continue just in a different format. Kids will not be going back to campus. And of course, we've had no reported cases here in Escambia County. A lot of that may be due to lack of testing to this point. But when your backyard's not affected, it's hard to see it change the way it's fixing to change, the way it has changed, the way the decision's been made to change.
It is.
So to see it coming back in April, yeah, I mean, I would think that's in Easter. I think that's doable. But I think the people in Birmingham might have a different opinion. I certainly think the people in New York might have a different opinion.
Right.
But it's just really hard for me anyway to get my arms wrapped around the enormity of it.
Yeah, it is. And I'm interested to see how much does this, and I'm going to preface this by saying get back in touch with Dr. Mackey and have him back on one day next week.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
And see, I'm interested to see, he talked about the different areas of the state and the availability of internet in these different areas. I know yesterday on the press conference they talked about the different learnings and how they're going to do it with, some packets and, internet and that kind of thing. I'm anxious to see how that transpires in our area. We talked with him about the availability of internet or not availability of it here. How do you see that playing out?
First of all, it was obviously a tough decision to make.
Absolutely.
It was met with mixed emotions and results. I think if you watch some of the message boards with regards to the press conference, that was a tough call. I'm not sure. I'm not saying I still think he probably got it right. Once again, if you consider what's going on statewide, just not in Escambia County, your heart certainly breaks for all the seniors across the state that are going to have to finish up their high school career in a way never finished up before. I mean, this is historic.
I think J.C. James and I were talking about this the other night. You realize these seniors were born in 2001?
Yeah.
You know what happened in 2001?
Yeah.
I mean, is that not a strong coincidence?
That's
that life-changing, life-altering events happened when they were born, and now they're graduating. I did like what he said, though, about graduation, that there would still be graduation, maybe not, May 30th or what have you, but at some point there would be.
One of the things that he mentioned when he was on our program is the enormity of the vehicle that is public education and how it takes time to start it. It certainly takes time to stop it. A lot of people thought that maybe they moved a little quickly on doing it the way they've done. I think the time frame probably matches up in terms of logistics. I think there's a lot of issues out there in terms of getting information to the kids, how it's going to be taught, how it's going to be graded, how they're going to be assessed. I think the challenges are many. I do think that we have, and we are fortunate to have so many teachers in our area that have the hearts for kids that they do, and they will find a way to make this happen. I don't think the brainstorming has stopped. I don't think the ideas coming forward have stopped, but I'm pretty comfortable that in our area, our kids are going to have every opportunity to still be at where they would have been if they were in the traditional classroom. I hope that's the case for all our areas, but I feel pretty good about our kids.
Absolutely. You want to jump on these good mornings?
Yeah, big crowd in this morning.
Yeah.
Glad to be back with y'all. Hey, we missed a couple of days, technical issues. We'll explain a little bit of that a little bit later on.
Yes.
But good morning, Cody Fowler. Kristen Kennedy's in. Sean Haver, good morning to you. Jesse James, good morning. Susie Bush, good morning to you. Timmy Wiggins in. Tammy Smith, good morning. Kenneth Waters, good morning, sir. Dustin Varner, Hillary Emmons, good morning. Raj is in. Good morning to you, Raj. Miss James, good morning. Lisa Tyndall, Donald Thompson.
Morning, brother.
Good morning, Donald. Candace Carley's in. Good morning to you. JoJo Holmes. Good morning. Miss Gail Kurtz is in. Good morning. Buck. Good morning, Buck. Mitzi Roche is in. Good morning. Gord's in. Good morning, Gord.
Good morning, Gord.
Andrea Chavers. Good morning to you. Randy Bell. Good morning, sir. Sandy English. Good morning, Sandy.
Morning, Miss Sandy.
Wade Winstead's in. Good morning, Wade. Joshua Gibson. Good morning. Miss Carol. Good morning to you. Let's see. Jason Kalum's in. Good morning. O'Clack. Good morning, my man. Thomas Hart, good morning. Donna Mansell, good morning. Jennifer Parker, good morning, Jennifer. Shannon Odom, good morning to you. Lauren Salter, good morning, Lauren. And LaSherry Crum is in. Good morning.
You want to say something about Miss Sandy? Every step of the way during all this crazy challenging times we've had, I have had nothing but support from her, and I know other businesses have and other entities have. She has been there to make sure that her hand was there if they needed it and anything she could do. So I want to say that this morning about Miss Sandy English, and you know, that's why Bruton is Bruton.
Do you know why she does it?
Because she wants to.
She loves this place.
That's right.
Like so many others.
That's right. That's right. So I want to commend Miss Sandy for that. And, you know, she's one of many who love this place and want this place to do what it needs to do.
You know, one of the things, and it jacks me up, I'm a competitive guy, and I'll be honest with you, in a competitive arena, and I understand in this instance, we're talking about life. We're not talking about an athletic event, and it's apples to oranges. In an athletic event, I've always wanted adversity to strike because I always felt like the teams I was a part of, we were going to find a way. I wanted it to be as hot as it could be or rain as hard as it could rain or whatever it was to create some separation between yourself and your opponent.
That's right.
You knew the price you had paid, you knew what you were made of, and you were going to be the last one standing. That was instilled in you by the coaches I played for. And I think through all of this, we're going to find a way. I mean, I've loved seeing all the different ideas that the businesses in town have had to facilitate some business, to facilitate, commerce. I think it's been outstanding. I like, I'm not putting any one over the other, but I love Pizza Pro coming up with the little take-home kit
that was awesome.
that you could do as a. I think that's
that was
great.
Awesome.
And I don't know if that would have come up if they weren't forced to do that.
No, that was awesome.
I thought that was great. That's not the only one. I loved at Camp 31 the meals for four. Now, granted, Chip and I ate one by ourselves, but. But it is. It's really
shoot that thing.
I'm telling you, man. We were sitting there laid back and unbuttoned the pants and the belts. We meant we were going to finish it, and we did.
We got. I'm being told it's Miss Sandy English's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Sandy!
Happy birthday, Miss Sandy!
But it's been cool. Just Do put out some signs for F Camp and for Bruton, talking about how we're going to handle it and how we're going to come out of it. I think that's cool. Hillary's doing the bows. But a lot of people have gone to delivery, curbside. You can tell that they're working their tails off to make it happen. And the town has supported.
They have. And I want to say this, too. A lot of things going on behind the scenes right now in the works with the cooperation of the mayor. Let me say this. Big-time cooperation from the mayor. Mm-hmm. The city council, obviously the city of Bruton. Connie Baggett is working, instead of 20 hours a day, she's working 22 hours a day now. We've always recognized that she is golly, man, I don't know where she finds enough hours in the day or the week to do the things that she does, but she does them. Susan Rhodes, there she is, another one. Good morning, Susan. Another one that works that, I mean, just tremendously. But a lot of things in the works behind the scenes. Hopefully by mid-weekend or the first of the week, we can announce that's really going to, I think, be a shot in the arm to a lot of different places around here. And hopefully it's going to take off and people in our area. And I don't just mean, I'm talking about the greater Bruton area. So, I think it's going to be something that's going to affect everyone. It's going to help everyone. And let me say this, it has nothing to do with anything other than Bruton helping Bruton.
Sure.
And that's, we don't ever go down, and this has nothing to do with local politics. So let me make that up front. We never go down the political rabbit hole. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. But I do want to ask this question, and this is not about a side, okay? So let me make that up front. This has nothing to do with taking a side or anything at all, because I think that we can all point to things that we all agree with or don't agree with. This isn't a polygon thing, isn't it at all? Here's my question. If you've got a bill, and let me say this, I'm not saying that what the federal government has come up with is the right or the wrong thing to do, but at least it is something that they're trying to do to help jumpstart the economy and get money in people's hands and help, unemployed and help people like that. So my question is this. Can you believe that it is all of the political infighting and wrangling and craziness that's went on trying to get this bill passed that does nothing but help working people and that kind of thing? I mean, I don't know about you, and maybe I'm reading this wrong. And again, I'm not talking about the political side of it. Take that out of it. We talk about bureaucracy all the time. Mm-hmm. That's more about what I'm talking about. In a time of that we're in, which is a time that none of us have ever seen before, I would think that you could get something passed and done pretty quick to make things like that happen. Do you agree with that?
You should be able to, yes. The mechanisms in place to help the people immediately if you choose to. Unfortunately, they see it as an opportunity for a lot of pork spending to go on and personal projects to be funded as well. And then that's where the in-party bickering comes, one aisle against the other side. And it's always been that way. I believe it'll always be that way until there's term limits. Term limits is the only answer to correcting the problem that's in Washington, D.C.
I don't disagree with that. Yep, I don't disagree with that. So I'll tell you this, the more that we can get in the hands of people, the more the economy will start to get back and speed back up. I'll see another birthday there. Miss Judy Crane. Happy birthday, Miss Judy.
Good morning, Judy.
Birthday!
Of course, Miss Judy with the Bruton Chamber of Commerce, and I think they've been working here over time the last few days to try to get out and, see what's going on. And, listen, Josh, I'm going to tell you, that's the thing we talked about last week. We talked about, if oil would get to $50, $60 a barrel and stay around that area, then the oil field worker and the oil jobs, they'll stay there. And,
and it would still be fair at the pump.
Sure. It'd be fair to everybody.
But, you had that period of time where oil's at $110 a barrel, which was a little excessive in my personal opinion.
I agree.
And now it's down to near record lows for at least the last 30 or 30 years anyway. And it's just, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though, it looks, and I don't, listen, knock on wood, okay? It looks like the stock market has bounced back. What's it gained? 3,000 points in the last couple of days?
I think that's right.
So, I can tell you right now that's a good look for everything that's going on, for sure. Good morning, Tracy Steele, Kim Covan. Good morning to you, Jay Will, Justin Willett.
My neighbor's in. Good morning, Tracy.
There you go. Good morning. Let's see here. I guess this is true. Something I say. Okay, and Christy Miller brought it up. I'm going to say this. At this point, we're trying to get money into the hands of businesses, local businesses, that kind of thing. And they're worried about giving the Kennedy Center $25 or $30 million. Hey, I'm all for performing and stuff. I don't mean that, but there's other bills you can put that in. Do you agree with that?
Well, sure I do.
So,
I mean,
there's nothing you can do about it.
It's a hollow conversation to have because it is what it is.
Yeah.
And until they put term limits in place, you're never going to stop that, ever.
So let's move on to this. Let's kind of give everybody a little idea what happened the last couple of days where people know why we weren't here. First off, with the amount of people that have been told to shelter in place and stay at home, the usage on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and the number of social media sites have went through the roof. Having said that, software like we use to put this show on is a different. We just don't throw it. We have done this. We used to throw a phone up through chain link. We've done that. We've been there, done that. It's not like going live on your phone. You have to use different ways of doing this and that kind of thing. And for a couple of days, that was not available to use for Facebook or YouTube because of the number of users using the platforms. YouTube actually shut down 2 days ago overnight for about 4 hours and started making adjustments to try to handle. They're having 6 to 10 billion video views an hour.
Wow.
An hour.
Wow.
I mean, is that as staggering to you as it is to me? That's staggering, is it not?
That's a staggering number.
So, you know, I mean, there's people out there that's just what's going on. So anyway, we had to go about a different a route. Got the API set back up. Everything's good. So here we are. So I didn't want everybody to think we were bailing out. We haven't. We're here. We just had to get things set back the way they needed to be set. Now, as you can see behind DJ and my big head, mine being way bigger than DJ's, the earth is still turning.
Still turning.
And this is the screen that we will use. For those of y'all that don't know, we've got Family Feud coming up. We've got Wheel of Fortune coming up. We've got my personal favorite, Press Your Luck, the whammy.
That's going to be great.
Is that not going to be fun?
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun.
So that's what the screen's for. You know, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing it. So, you know, it's one of those things that we're just trying it out, seeing how it works, make sure it doesn't shut all this stuff down, which right now it seems to be working okay, and that is 4K. So if it'll push that 4K while we're doing that, I feel pretty good about being able to run the rest. I can't wait till next week to start picking the families.
That's going to be good.
You know, I'm still trying to figure out how we do that, but I think that'd be fun to do. DJ, talk a little bit about, you know, we talked about this some, but talk a little bit about, and I put a post out about this other night. What have you seen or what have you read about the SBA loans and things like that? I know that it's being touted that if you get one of those loans and you use it for payroll taxes, some of those type things, that I think by December they will be turned into what they call a grant, and you will not be responsible to repay those loans. Are you understanding the same thing?
Yes, they've done this before.
Okay.
With other natural disasters.
Okay.
The key with any of that, for any of you small business owners that may be in with us this morning, documentation.
That's right.
If you can hang in there and handle the paperwork, and at times that's extensive. If you can handle the paperwork, it can be a real asset in terms of having cash flow and being able to still manage your business.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you, during this time, cash flow is king, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
But I want to say this, and you touched on it a while ago. How about giving props to B-Town for supporting?
I'm going to tell you.
Somebody made a comment to Jesse James yesterday. They said, hey, they were from Atmore. They said, we came to Bruton to up here to shop, and Bruton looks like it's just business as usual. They said Admore looks like a ghost town.
The people have answered the bell, and I knew they would. I never doubted that. And I tell you what kind of
OG Sherry Weaver. Good morning, Sherry.
got me moving on it was Tuesday a week ago. Moving in like in the infancy of this when we were starting to get the quarantine put upon us.
As the world turns, I see you, Big Bell.
Chip and I were at the Davis Catfish, and Josh came out. This when we were still sitting at picnic tables outside.
Sure.
Which now that has gone away, but Josh was out there talking to us. Josh Godwin.
So you can't even sit outside the picnic table anymore. You can pull up and that's
drive
it.
through and pick up on it. Yeah. And Josh was out there, and he said, "I'm gonna tell you," and he meant it. I mean, I looked in his eyes, and I could tell he meant it. He said, "If I go down, I'm going down swinging," and I loved it. Like it jacked me up, and that's kind of when we kind of started.
Good morning,
trying
Eric
to
Bailey.
Help facilitate a little bit of momentum towards getting out and supporting everybody, and it's been cool to see. Has it been an inconvenience? Maybe to some, not to me.
No,
I've loved it, but I've put on 25 pounds in the last week and a half, and I'm gonna put on 25 more, and I'm gonna do it for Bruton.
Because
I'm a gamer.
You are getting it done for B-Town because that's the way it's supposed to be. That's right. Again, I want to commend Sarju Patel for her initiative that she and Wade undertook. Again, you can't not mention the city. The city jumped in and backed that as well. I think they matched it with either $100 or $200 at the restaurant that they Sarju and Wade that they chose. And I believe they said they had enough that was running through Saturday. So that's a great thing. I'm glad. What's nice to see is, I keep touting this, but I'm saying what's nice to see is our city, our people that live here, and then the city working with the people that live here, because we all understand we're all in this boat rowing in the same direction.
Well, you have to help yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll go back to a comment you made a moment ago about the federal funding. Hopefully it's going to come down and help the people. If you wait on them, guess what's going to happen?
Nothing.
I mean, and this goes whether it's a flood, whether it's a hurricane, tornado, fire, or whatever. Those that help themselves will have less suffering. Now, granted, you need those outside resources to come in and also help, keep things flowing. But I've been very proud of our town
Wade
at this point.
200. That's fantastic, Wade. Thank you and Sarju for that. I know the local restaurants thank y'all for what y'all have done, and that's outstanding, just outstanding. So, the great thing about living where we live, DJ, is that that in a time of need, you don't have to look around very far to find somebody there to help.
That's right. Always.
It's always been that way. Doesn't matter what happens. So, I'll tell you what I want to do when this is over. Are you in? Just tell me that before I say.
No, I'm in.
Okay. I want to go to the Holly House, and I want us to have a nighttime show live, or we can record it and put it out. But I want us to do a ghost hunt at the Holly House.
I'm out. Let me know how it turns out.
Wait a minute now. You just said you were in.
Well, I didn't know you were going there.
Well, I mean, listen, Holly made mention some time back that, they may be a ghost in that house. I'm out on a ghost, but I think it would be cool to go and do that, at least to introduce the, Holly House to folks. What you think?
I love the idea of an open house and getting together and
some punch.
Yeah, but I'm out.
A few cookies.
Yeah. After snacks, I'm out.
How do you think this is going to work with the education and with children picking up in our area? Obviously, no. The comments are only being monitored on here, Chevy, and not on other platforms. I could do that, but right now, every morning we're just trying to monitor because they're coming fast and furious here. So we're trying to monitor these as fast as we can. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I'm anxious to see how it turns out with, I guess what I'm trying to say is, how do you police, or and that's a bad word, police, but how do you make sure that that kids are doing what they need to be doing and that kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm trying to look at there. Everybody said he remembered you playing basketball.
Okay, well, I'm better with faces than I am names. I'll have to.
He's talking about Big High.
Oh yeah,
Virgil Harris and Freeze.
Yep, that was it. Long time ago. He's got
number 20.
It's been a minute. That's right. It's been a minute.
2-0. Ben Fagan, the 13 Alabama Ghosts and DJ.
Out.
Tell him, Ben. Ben said he'd come down and participate in that.
Y'all have at it. Let me know how it turns out.
I think you'd be fine. Have you never went on one of those ghost walks that they have during like Halloween in downtown Pensacola or anywhere like that?
Oh no.
Cody Fowler says our boss is buying a lot of pizzas from Pizza Pro this evening for our families at home. So Republic Services is putting some back in the Bruton every week. Well, fantastic, Cody. That's awesome. Tell them thank you for doing that. And I will say this too. Did you see where Domino's was donating so many pizzas? I don't know if it was weekly or what have you, locally.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. I want to say it was 50 or maybe, I can't remember, but it was something pretty strong. Really was. I will say this. Are you hearing any, you're not hearing as many horror stories now, are you, as what we were a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago?
No.
From local business owners, what I'm saying.
No,
are things somewhat kind of leveled off and maybe headed back in the right direction, or is it just kind of maintaining?
I've made it a point to talk to several of them just out of concern and of course hope, and all of them have said they are doing enough, or they see they're doing enough right now to make it. So I certainly don't think that they're sticking a bunch of money in their pockets. All of them are concerned about their employees as well as their bottom line. I think that most all of them have held on to who they could. I think there have been some casualties, which you would expect. But I think our efforts need to continue because this isn't going to be over with next week. I mean, this is not. No. This isn't a short thing.
Wanda Green said we need to do the DJ and KJ escape room.
Hey, I'll make it real easy for you, Wanda. I won't be there. We're under quarantine.
Listen,
that's what I aim to do.
The quarantine will be gone by that time, okay? So my thing is that we could. I think that'd be a great time for everybody to get up and enjoy some fellowship and have a good time, and then we can break a Ouija board out. I'm out on that. I ain't touching one of those things.
What would it take for you to ban Donald Thompson from all our pages? How hard would that be?
About 2 clicks.
Okay, I'll get with you after the program.
Foul ball.
Let me tell you something. They did a number on me the other night.
Did he?
Oh, man.
Did you ever get Miss McDaniel squared away?
No, that was a part of the problem. They did a number on me. They learned me a lesson.
Well, let me ask you this.
I'm not going back in work.
Let me ask you this. It's 6:35. I can't think of a better time for this.
I'm a little scared, I can tell you.
Everybody's got a poll.
Everybody's got a poll.
Look at there. LaShonda, life-changing Watson.
Good morning, LaShonda.
Good morning, LaShonda. How about that? Look at that. More great stories. Look at that, DJ. Bruton Ironworks is doing a catered meal on Fridays for their folks using only local-owned restaurants. Neighbors helping neighbors. That's awesome.
I love that.
That's fantastic. DJ, what's the top 5 this morning? And I've been told, let me say this up front. I've been told by certain people, and I'm not going to call any names, Jessica, James, that when you do your top 5, Carol Glidden, that they tune out because sometimes they don't agree with your top 5s. And I was like, well, I'm appalled.
I'm a fair guy.
Because that's why I said he's a fair guy. I mean, I just don't understand it. What's the top 5 this morning?
I think we'll do the top 5 athletes to play at Auburn and Alabama combined.
In history.
In history.
Sounds great. I love it. Let's see here. What are we going to do? Let's do number 5.
Number 5, Walter Lewis. Has to be.
Man,
That guy could do it.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Finished like 7th in the Heisman Trophy senior year.
And let's be honest, had some tough competition.
Yeah, he's legitimate.
I mean, who won the Heisman that year? Wasn't it?
Let's see.
Golly, I've just had it on the tip of my tongue too. Oh God,
It might have been Flutie.
I was gonna say, I think it was Flutie.
Might have been Doug Flutie.
I mean, tough competition.
Yeah.
I couldn't disagree with that at all. You could put Walter really anywhere in the top 5, could you not? I mean, if Walter had played in the offenses of today,
he'd have been better suited for this.
Would he have been?
He'd have been Russell Wilson.
He would have. He
was Russell Wilson.
He would have been. I've said it about Terrence Samuels.
Yeah.
If Terrence Samuels had played in these offenses today, look what he did. Anyway, that number 5, Walter Lewis. Nobody can deny that, especially all you Bammers. So hey, we're fair. Number 4, DJ.
Number 4, the only Hall of Fame member from the SEC in baseball, the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas. Did you know he was the only? I mean, so many great players that come through the conference, that come through Auburn and Alabama. He's the only one in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame.
I was just about to say, that is shocking.
It shocks me.
I didn't know that.
Shocks me.
That is shocking.
He's the only one.
I mean, there's been some great players, great ball players.
Your brother-in-law was one of them. I mean, but I'm saying, there's been a bunch of great ones that have gone on and had big league careers.
Wow.
He's the only one in the SEC. Isn't that something?
I mean, can't you name about 10 right now that should be in that?
I remember them all being great college baseball players and drafted in the first round, but I guess I can't put my hand on one of them that had. I mean, Tim Hudson probably had the next best career who's not in.
Wow.
But yeah, Frank Thomas is the only one in the SEC. Think about Mississippi State, LSU, all these teams that have won multiple.
Well, I mean, think about Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson played baseball.
Not in. Not in.
I mean, am I correct? Didn't you tell me? I know I saw him take a couple. Bo Jackson hit some of the longest home runs ever hit at Auburn, did he not?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Big Hurt did as well, but I don't know that he did what Bo did. Yeah. But was Bo too much stereotype to football?
I don't know. I mean, he did some staggering things on the baseball field.
He did. He really did. So, wow, that's crazy. Number 3.
The round mound of rebound. Chuck Barkley. Sir Charles. Named one of the 50 greatest players in the history of the NBA.
Hard to argue with that.
And I want you to tell me at what point I'm being unfair. Charles Barkley's number 3.
Yeah.
A Hall of Famer.
I haven't seen where you have been. I mean, I got to be honest with you. That's I think you've been more than fair. That's hard to argue, man. Very hard to argue. Wow. Number 2.
Number 2, Heisman Trophy winner. Took his team to a Super Bowl. There's a pretty sharp dresser. Cameron Newton.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I would have thought that'd been number 1. So I'm shocked that it wasn't, that he wasn't, but okay, I'll go with that. If you
look at the list, they all could have been there. I mean, you could put them in a hat.
You could. Yeah, you could put them in a hat,
and there's a lot of great ones that didn't make the list, but it is what it is.
You definitely can. I agree with that. So let's hit it. Number 1, man.
Vincent Jackson. Better known as Bo. Bo knows.
Bo Jackson.
Bo knows.
So listen, you Bammers can't be mad because one of the Bammers that we respect the most was at the top of the list. And he could have been anywhere in that list. Do you agree? I agree with that.
I mean, you tell me that's not a fair list.
That's fair. Well, that's fair.
Fair guy.
I mean, Holly said it. Bo Jackson's number 1.
That's no question.
So Cody Fowler said, just like an old grandma, Cam Newton in his fashion. Where's Cam going? Speaking of that, where's he going? And do you feel like he got turned loose because of all that craziness at the mic?
I think the craziness is some of it. in being fair, he missed most of all of last year injured, and his play has not been great the last couple of years. I understand. I kind of understand Carolina maybe wanting to go another direction. I do think that there's a little left in the tank, and if he lands with the right team, I think that he could still lead his team to a championship. I believe that.
Yeah, it's one of those things that makes you wonder. Anyway,
I want to tell you. I want to tell you what Donald Thompson and his henchmen did to me the other night.
I don't doubt anything when you say Donald Thompson and henchmen, because I know that incorporates RM.
Oh, yeah.
It incorporates, I can keep going, but I'll let you tell the story.
Let me tell you how this plays out. We get over in work, War Eagle Roll Tide, and there's a lot of jabbing back and forth in there. And it's usually hit, get out, hit, get out, hit, get out, and it's back and forth. Well, these guys have a conference call, and they plan an attack on me Tuesday night. I'm laying in my bed Tuesday night doing what I always do. I'm reading. Mm-hmm. I read every night.
As I know you do.
Yeah. It's usually,
the scholar that you are.
It's usually memes. Sometimes I do the copy and paste stuff. But it's
Almost threw up, man.
But anyway,
golly,
they have set up a coordinated attack for me, and I took it hook, line, and sinker. They send out the rabbit first of all, and it's Tim Kelly. He goes out there and he does his little deal. So boom, I come in on him. Tim's made a post. I've made a post. The next 40 posts, and it's bam, 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 come from them. And it's Ron McDaniel and Donald Thompson. And they're just jacking me up one side, down the other. I'm going back and forth. Well, then I'm sitting here fighting for my life, going back and forth, trying to post cupcakes and heads getting knocked off, whatever it is. I equate it to the perfect to the perfect storm. You're saying the movie The Perfect Storm?
Yes.
You know when they're in there, they're going one direction, they decide to turn around and go the other, drive out of it?
Yes.
Well, you know when the sun breaks?
Everything looks beautiful.
And for about 15 seconds, you think you've made it?
Yes.
They got Miss Sharon Davidson involved.
What?
Yes, they brought their moms in. So she comes in. I said, I see Miss Davidson.
Miss Davidson?
Yeah. So I see Miss Davidson, and I think, okay, this thing's fixing to play out. I'm fixing to get out of here, and I'm going to bed. I'm going to log off, and I'm going to bed. She comes in, tells me she loves me, roll tide, yada, 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 breaks out. And then remember in the movie when you just see a wall, they just saw the wall of water, and at that point they know it's over? Trent Davidson comes in. Oh. And I'm looking up.
The big hurt.
Yeah.
The heavy hitter.
He's been out of it forever. I look up, and there's Trent. And all of a sudden, I just feel the boat coming over. I just feel it capsizing and going down. And they were ruthless. I mean, they hammered me. And I pledged that if I could just get out of that mess and that I wouldn't go back in. Haven't been back in since.
Well, you normally regulate that group.
Oh, hey, no. I got learned a lesson.
Wow.
You won't have any more cupcakes out of me.
Listen to what Michael McCall said. Hand sanitizer at Murder Creek Distillery. Micah's always one, too, that's given. I'm going to tell you something about that guy. You can't say enough good things about Micah. We don't say enough good things about him when we need to. Supplies and bottles are limited. We are making it as quickly as we can to try to keep up. If you bring your own container, we will fill it up for you.
How about that?
Can
that is
DJ
awesome.
bring his milk jug?
That is awesome.
And have it filled up, Micah. That's what I want to know. We cut off the MySpace escape route.
There was nowhere to go, man.
Man, that's brutal.
When Clooney turned that boat around,
man,
they're not going to let us out.
That's brutal.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
That is brutal. Today is, as I'm being told by Jesse James, today's Trent's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Happy birthday, Trent.
Happy birthday, Trent Davison. If you're not watching, if you're not, you should be, or listening. And if you were, DJ would roast you. Well, only because you're not here.
Easy, big guy.
Hey, man. Do you remember when the night he came in to be on work?
I do.
That guy's huge.
He's a mountain of a man.
He is a man.
He was when he was 12.
One of my favorite pictures of that night was Maury with that helmet on. What'd you tell him? That's the closest to a national championship you'll ever get.
Closest to playing.
Oh, man, that was good. Yeah. So, popcorn sudden, be proud. Good morning, Lewis High Note. Let's see. Candace Carley, good morning. She said neither one of us can breathe. I'm going to tell you, man, I've thought about getting an oxygen bottle brought in here. So, it may help us. I don't know, though. We may get too jacked up on it. So, Amanda Gwen, good morning, Dirty 30. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Amanda.
Have you ever seen a better mini pearl than her?
To a T.
I don't think I ever have. PGP, there she is. Good morning, PGP. Kimberly Dawn, good morning to you. Cindy Lou, good morning, Cindy.
Good morning, Cindy.
She's sitting on that back drinking a little coffee this morning.
Yep.
I see where Cindy's got into canning.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, a little prepping.
That's
Serving her well.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't make fun of people that prep anymore.
Yeah.
I used to. I also used to make fun of my wife when every time there was something announced about a hurricane that she'd run out and buy up a bunch of crap right up until Ivan hit. I quit making fun of her at that point in time. Good morning, Steve White, Leroy Jordan. Good morning, Leroy.
Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Steve.
I don't make fun of her anymore.
Yeah, no. She cans everything.
Hey, that's all. I see where she's tried. Like she's working with all kind of stuff. Yeah. I guess it's like a giant experiment or something. Yeah, that's awesome. I like it. I think it's great. I really do. So keep going with that. It's fun watching. Ryan Joyner, good morning to you. I can tell you we do have here a little bit after 7. We got Julie Vandewater calling in, or I'm going to call her actually. She is the public affairs rep for the Georgia Pacific Mill here locally, container, as we all call it. But she's going to talk to us a little bit about what they're doing to keep their local GP employees kind of safe and sanitary during this time. And also tell us about I told you about this, and I think you went and looked it up. There's a mathematical equation to how much toilet paper you or as a family should use. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably use a little more than that mathematical equation says you're supposed to use. I don't know if I should tell that. That may be TMI, but hey, it is what it is. There he is, Paul Crumpton, across the big pond over. Paul, if they still got you on lockdown over there, what's going on?
Morning, Paul.
Timmy Wiggins says still can't find bread.
There's the Deacon. Good morning, Deacon.
Good morning, Deacon.
I tell you, they shared some pictures on the Scott Fountain, Coach Fountain, shared a picture on the sports page.
I saw that.
Back from his days.
The Whippets. Frisco City, yeah.
They got beat in the playoffs that year. And guess who was on the other sideline as a coach?
Who?
The Deacon. I think he was at Coffeyville at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it all runs through the Dirty 30.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I like seeing those old pictures. Those are cool.
Hey, I can't help it. Don't be telling stories like that, Jesse James. Good morning, Russell Clausell, the good Reverend in with us this morning. I can tell you, I don't know if you saw the video. Well, you did because you were in it. You saw the video we put out. You see Russell in that video, and I thought his little spot turned out well.
Oh yeah, whole thing did.
Yeah, I thought it turned out well. So, still on lockdown over there in Italy. Well. There he is, the man.
You know why he came in? Because Donald just called him.
I was going to say, I guarantee you that his the partner in crime said, "Yeah, here you go."
They're calling Tim. They're calling Trent.
Well, Tim Kelly told Julie to call. She thought I was you, and she told Julie to call you Cupcake. or I say she. Tim told Julie to call you Cupcake.
Why?
I can't imagine. I just know that's what she said to me, and I said I just laughed, and I'll let you tell her this morning that you're the Cupcake. That's I figure that'd be fun. They are locking Florida down. Joanne Collinsworth said. Do we have any, Jesse James? I wish I had Reggie's enthusiasm. Hey, listen, I thought everybody on that video had good enthusiasm when they were saying we are Bruton part. Let me tell you something. To get Hunter Pemberton fired up enough to do it like that, you've done something.
You have done something.
To get Reggie Marshall fired up enough to do something like that, you've really done something.
Yeah.
I said, Reggie, act like you're Jordan, Game 7, Reggie on the other side, Miller, that is, and you're draining that Game 7 shot. You know the game I'm talking about. Yeah. And next thing I know, Reggie's that joker pepped up, and he's popping it as fast and loud as he could. I said, I got to make 2 or 3 takes of that. So, but that worked out good. Look at there, Donald Thompson welcoming in Ron McDaniel.
Bad people, man.
There he is, Earl Crook. Good morning, Earl. I don't know. Let me say this.
Where's the rabbit?
That group is a lot of fun.
It used to be.
Well, let me say this. I only jump in from time to time, but when I do, I get trounced on for being a armchair quarterback, so to speak. That I only come in when it's convenient. I'm never there to take all the swings and the hits that you do.
Ooh.
I'm like, well, listen. That's his thing. He likes to do that. Thought I would drop by Donald Thompson, make sure things are fair. Is it time for another top 5?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
You got a little backup here this morning. I mean, if me and you want to go into work after this show, we can go in there. We can regulate in there all day long if you want to. I promise you, them two can't meme it up and catch what we can do in that group as fast as they think they can. Now, I will give Ron McDaniel credit. The Heinz 57 ketchup bottle, that was good. I mean, that was real good. So I can't take nothing away from him. But, I'm a little bit concerned that they're a little cocky.
Well, they brought their mothers into it.
That's ridiculous.
And Mrs. Davidson came in.
That is unbelievable.
There was a time that she loved me. There really was.
Have y'all had a falling out?
Well, I mean, she was a part of the problem the other night. She came in there, and she came.
Well, I read it, but I didn't see where y'all had necessarily a falling out.
She and I didn't, but the fact that she was a part of it.
Oh, it hurt
me.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I've been reading a lot about how to bruise on the inside, and my innards were purple. I'm telling you, they did a number on me.
Timmy Wiggins said here at Alabama, the ones being tested, 13% have been positive, 10% on ventilator. I have not heard or seen that, Timmy. I don't know that. You may be right. I just don't know what that may or may not be. Top 5 greatest drive time moments. I don't know. I don't think you'd call that a top 5. I think that'd be the top 5 low lights. The best, worst show ever.
Best, worst show ever.
I can tell you what number 1 is. I can tell you what number 1 would have been yesterday if y'all had got the text I did about yoga.
Let me tell you something. I watched it live. I watched it at lunch.
How many views belong to you?
I watched it at lunch. I watched it from 5:30 to about 8:15.
Did you get some namaste?
God.
Did you get a little did you get a little meditation out of it?
I do a little yoga. I was doing yoga
I didn't know
when
that.
I was in my I was doing yoga when I was in my
Morning, Clobber and Rob.
health kick.
Judy Boland. Good morning, Julie.
And
Pup. Good morning, Pup. Carolyn Kennedy. Good morning to you, Carolyn Carey.
I'm gonna have to get you to show me how to use this Zoom or whatever it is, because I'm fixing to go again.
Talking about Zoom, the where you can
Be interactive.
Yeah. That ain't no problem.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Yep.
No problem at all. Gum. Red wants to join the Donald,
hey.
the Ron. Hey,
the
if you
game's
want to
over.
join Ronald McDonald, the Ronald McDonald team, you go right ahead. But understand you're siding up with 2 clowns. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if they in there piling in on DJ, it's time for the Scud missiles to start dropping. And guess what we can do? Where are we sitting in the middle of? Maury calls it the Death Star, does he not? Can we do some damage from here?
We have before.
We have done a lot of damage. If that's what we got to do, we'll take it down that road. You want to go down that rabbit hole? Let's go down it. I'm ready. More than ready. So, Dusty Jerkins, good morning to you, man. Let's see. Ron McDaniel. Winning. Nah.
Winning.
They ain't but one winning, and that's this team. You mean two different clowns. Hey, we never claimed to be anything but clowns.
Good morning, Randall Mallard.
I'll tell. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Pup.
Good morning, Tammy Gray. Richie Evans. Good morning, Richie.
Richie, good morning. Oh, buddy,
Richie holding it down out there at GP. Making that, I don't think it's toilet paper. I don't think they make toilet paper out there. They make
the brown,
the brown paper
yeah.
and the white paper that does the cardboard boxes, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Misty Jerkins, good morning to you. Allison Cooper, good morning. Speaking of Jerkins, I'm gonna tell you something. And I think you've been up there several times. I have not, just because I'm not a morning eater. Okay, as evidence of a couple mornings ago. Talk a little bit about Elite Nutrition and I see the number of check-ins at that place, which is just it's crazy for Bruton. Now, I'm not saying it's it's a great thing, but I'm saying it's just a crazy amount of check-ins. Some people out there may know about it, may not know about it. I'm not real sure what the concept is because I haven't been in there. I know you have. Talk a little bit about that.
They're located in the shopping center where Pick and Save is, across from Terra Middle High School. They're on Stadium Street, Subway, whatnot, out there. They're up in that strip mall, and so it's a really, really cool deal. You go in and you buy, it's a package that you get. First of all, your first time in there, and I don't want to misspeak here, but your first time in there, you get like 50% off or 40% off of your purchase. Each time after that, if you check in, you get $1 off your order. So if you go up there to get your shakes, you certainly want to check in just to get the $1 off. Anyway, when you go in, it's a 3-part combo that you get. You get a shot of aloe, which I understand sets your digestive tract up to receive the other nutrients you're fixing to take in. It's a shot. If you go there, you pump it and goon.
I thought aloe was what you rubbed on sunburn.
I'm just telling you, I don't know.
Does it taste weird?
To me, it didn't have a whole lot of taste, period.
Okay. So it sets you up for the rest of the
preparatory
for the rest of the deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a tea. You can get it hot or cold.
Okay.
And there are probably 10 or 12, there may be 20 choices of teas to get.
Okay.
And those are herbal in nature. They have nutrients. It's all obviously based around a healthy experience.
Sure.
And then you get a shake. And the shake, the choices of shakes are almost endless as well. I mean, you can get, it's not just chocolate and vanilla. You can get Butterfinger or apple pie or all kind of different things, apple frap, whatever. And you can also add shots to those if you choose to, like a fat burner or more fiber. Or it's a really, really cool setup. It probably takes, from when you walk in and place your order to get your product, it's probably 5 minutes maybe. Depending on how many, but it's cool. It's a really cool deal, and they're open for breakfast and lunch and into the afternoon. I think about 2:00 is normally when they close. But I saw this morning Neil Jerkins made a post. He and his wife have it. They're going to have some pop-up hours this Saturday. So check out. They have a presence on Facebook. Check them out. And if you haven't been up there, go try it out. It's a pretty cool deal. I may go get one today, as a matter of fact.
Good morning, Jordan Rowland.
I think I will. I'll go get one this morning.
Listen, I think that's awesome. I do. Lauren Wallace said, "I love monkey oats. It's my favorite."
Yeah,
is that a flavor?
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool
Susie
menu.
Bush says Butterfinger's the bomb. There's the Colonel. Good morning, Hal Whitman.
The shakes are delicious.
They have collagen shots.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute, shots.
Yeah.
As in like drink shots.
They put it in your shake.
Okay.
They put it in your shake.
Okay.
And there's a number of those units.
That's where I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, you talking about like a shot in the arm or like no. Okay,
they put a shot in your.
I got you,
and they're good.
I got you. Okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense now than what I was. I wasn't obviously coming up with the same thing that y'all were coming up with. So, yeah,
we got some funny people in here this morning now.
We do.
Oh yeah.
What are they being funny about? Just thinking they're funny? That apple.
Keep on.
Good morning, Becky Blackburn. T-bombs are the bomb. I've not had any, so I can't say.
I'm going this morning.
I see Susie Bush says Butterfingers are mine. I love Butterfinger, a Butterfinger, so I probably would be in on that. They have, beauty shots, fat burn shot, energy. Let me ask you a question. If you get an energy shot, do you immediately know that you got an energy shot? And I'm asking because I don't know. I mean, do you immediately know it?
I haven't had it.
Okay.
So I can't speak to it.
Which one do you typically get?
I like to get the shake.
On a Stephen Dollar Height?
With an extra shot of fiber.
Help you get a little regular?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, well. So what is in the shake exactly? Is it ice cream?
No. I don't know. I don't sit there and watch them. But you would think you were having an ice cream milkshake is what you would think.
So it tastes like that?
Yeah.
It's got that kind of consistency.
Yes.
So it's not like it's not like one of those where they put a bunch of fruits and stuff in a mixer and mix it all up and like you taste all that.
You would think you were having a dessert experience.
Okay. Chevy Ann says not immediately. Once you drink it, it kicks in. Okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I mean, like I said, I think it's awesome they do that. Danny Smith. Good morning, Danny.
I talked to Neil about this, and Neil was working over in the Andalusia area.
Okay.
And they had a similar establishment there, and he found himself going. He went the first time and said he liked it, went back again, found himself going 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
And got his wife to go with him and checked it out, and he started learning more about the business. And after, kind of being around it for 3 or 4 months, decided, I think this might go in Bruton. And so they took the leap of faith, and here they are. And I think I think they're doing well.
Miss Carol wants to know, would the fiber one throw off your toilet paper formula? I don't know. That's a good question. Do you see, does it actually help?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I hadn't been probably in 6 weeks.
Okay.
I'm going to go this morning. Been to the store.
Tell you what, I mean,
to the store.
Let me say this. It looks like a lot of people partake of that in the mornings.
Yeah.
Have been.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Clobber Rob, I've been meaning to go to the nutrition store. Murder Creek Distillery is nutritious, right? Hey, absolutely. He said he had hand sanitizer, and there's no way you can convince me if you take a bottle of Murder Creek moonshine, if you take a little splash in your hand and rub it all around, that's got to kill anything that there is, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't see how it couldn't. Temple Kinley, good morning, Temple. And the thing that I think we also might want to mention, and of course, let me change this real quick. What am I doing here? We said we were going to mention this the other day. I don't think we ever have. How about that, DJ?
Look at there.
Is that not kind of crazy? People are like, y'all's camera just went crazy. Y'all just lost all your light. And we did. We're going to change that. We're going to go back to that. What happened to the light? Maybe that brought it back. Now that I changed it. Let's see if it, yeah, there we go. I'm about to fix that. That automatic light thing on that camera is about to drive me berserk. Anyway, GFX2, let me go back to that. Where's that at? Here we go. I'm getting blown up. Yeah, I know. We fixed it. I saw it. Thank you. Good morning, Diane McCracken.
Good morning,
It's
Diane.
Diane in this morning. Let's see here. So we're about 10 minutes away from Julie. And I think that's going to be a big time listening to. I want to ask her a question. If they're going to be throwing out toilet paper at the Christmas parade this year.
Might be scarce.
Be a fun fact to know, won't it? No, I don't think she did she? She didn't mention the Conecuh River Fishing Pier.
Yeah, that's going to be a different fight for a different day.
Was there any other information that came out of that? Came out of the press conference?
Nothing groundbreaking, but we talked about it when we had Dr. Mackey on last week.
And we're gonna work on having him on next week again.
Okay, well, I keep this in the back of my mind, and of course, tough decision was made yesterday with regards to having school on campus settings. Not going to happen. It was met with mixed emotions, obviously. I still have concerns, and we asked this question of Dr. Mackey, and he was a little leery as well. I have concerns about getting started back in time in August, in September.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I think a lot's got to go right for us to get started back in the fall on the schedule that was already set forth. And once again, you can't see it from here because we have not been impacted as of yet, knock on wood. But when you look at Birmingham, and he talked about how we all have to move together or none of us move, I would say the Birmingham city school systems are a long ways away from being considered operational.
Oh, I would think so.
A long ways away.
I want to remind everyone, Roger Templeton, another great friend of the show, great friend of ours. Juvenile Wine open today, 4 to 7, and they will. All you got to do is drive through. They'll hand you your choice out across the into your vehicle, and you don't have to get out, and you can get on down the road with some of that good Juvenile Wine. There she is, Ashley Morris. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning, Ashley.
I've been trying to. Apparently, Ashley's got a new bat phone number that I don't have. I've called her a couple of times. I haven't been able to get in touch with her. Ashley, I'm going to be calling you today, so if you see my number, don't ignore it.
Can I say good morning to somebody?
Absolutely.
One of my neighbors, Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Hunter.
His brother is the junior version of the Alabama Hammer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I got a video to prove it.
As good.
It's good.
Better than the Alabama Hammer.
The best.
The Alabama Hammer.
Call me Alabama.
Yeah, call me Alabama. Yeah, there would be pandemonium in the streets. I agree with that, Rob. No doubt. So, but going back to what we were talking about earlier. So if you go and we pick up packets for Lindsay and Kinsley,
mm-hmm.
How do you have testing? How do you have lesson plans as far as, okay, you got to meet this and this and this? Let me say this. There's probably a lot of kids out there right now wondering how they're going to go clean their lockers out and things such as that. I don't think that there's any of those answers available right now. I mean, this is all so new. I don't think that there is. So I'm not sure. Did they give any details about the schools at the board meeting yesterday? I wasn't aware there was a board meeting until.
I don't think there was.
Oh, I didn't. Was there a board meeting yesterday?
I didn't see it advertised. I don't know. I didn't see any advertisement.
I don't know. I thought she was talking about the state board. I thought she was talking about with PGP. Are you talking about with Dr. Mackey? I thought that.
I don't know. Probably about Dr. Mackey, because I don't think we had a school board meeting here locally.
If they did, I don't know about it. So, like county or city or state. I know they did. I know Dr. Mackey did with Governor Ivey yesterday, but I'm not sure about anything local. So I'm not real sure on that. Let me ask you this. Do you know, and this might be another question for Dr. Mackey, do you know if this affects or how this will affect the meal system that they've had in place, that both the city and the county schools have had in place?
I don't know. I think there's a lot of things to work out. I mean, it's going to be
local. She said local special called city Board of Education. I didn't know that. I don't know. I don't know any details from that.
I thought it was rabbit season.
Winning.
There she is, Sargie. Good morning, Sargie.
Well, there's Jesse James with some good information, I think.
Supposed to be meeting with superintendents in the next couple of days to discuss the rollout of the new home learning and what is best for each district. Well, I want to tell you this. After Dr. Mackey was on the other morning, I feel confident in whatever he comes up with will be the best for each one of those districts. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I think that, and I think that he's going to, I don't think he's a micromanager. I think he's going to give good information to the superintendents within the state about where the state is as a whole. And I think he's going to lean on them heavily to implement and kind of customize each individual school district's plan that meets their needs. That's what I look for him to do.
Hal, is that a chamber thing this afternoon, Hal, that you're talking about, or is that what is that exactly? Good morning, Aaron Brown. Steve Layton. Good morning, Steve. I did enjoy Steve's post the other day that he made when he was hunting those birds. And so what do you do when a torrential downpour happens?
Oh, yeah.
While you sit there hunting those birds. Oh, you use your seat as a makeshift shelter. That was good. AP tests are going to be mailed for completion. But here's my thing.
Good morning, Weasel.
If you talk, and did we ask Dr. Mackey the other day about AP courses?
No, but I think this is a perfect reason why you don't take AP. I didn't.
Well, me either. But what I'm saying is, am I incorrect or correct in saying that doesn't make any difference as far as helping you at a college or anything like that in the state of Alabama? Maybe that's a question for a teacher or somebody here. I don't know. But I could have swore I've heard somebody say that. Chef Adam. Good morning, Chef Adam. There she is. The greatest swimming lesson instructor of all time. Girl of 87. Monica Graydon. Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, Monica.
Nikki Stanford, good morning to you. Yeah. Ashley said we got to get this kid graduated. Well, I can tell you, we'll have Dr. Mackey back on next week. I think he'll be more than happy to come on and talk about different things. So the agenda doesn't say anything about the closures of legal person and personnel action. I have no idea. Yes, with the National Chamber. Oh, okay. So conference call. The Chamber's got a conference call this afternoon on with some information that Hal just sent me with about helping small businesses and of the like. So hopefully have more information on that on Monday. And college credit. Well, that's my question. Does it actually give you Lauren Wall says it gives you a GPA boost and college credit? But that may be true. I don't know. I've heard or read different people that said, different things about it. Is the only reason I was asking. So, good morning, Jenny Carter.
Good
Stokes
morning.
Jenny.
Good morning, Stokes. I'm going to tell you something. You talk about a kid who was custom built for the quarantine. This would have been right up his alley.
So he's enjoying this.
Well, now he's working, so no, he's not. But when he was in school, he would have loved it. He would have loved this. Oh no, he's getting a very.
He's in the real world.
He's getting a small dose of it.
Yeah.
He's getting a small dose of it, but no, he would have thrived in this back in the day.
I saw Chef Allen, and only if you pass the AP test. Well, that was our problem. Mine and DJ would have never passed that. So I'm wondering if this situation would cause the state to invest more in.
We talked about that with Dr. Mackey.
We did. We talked about that with Dr. Mackey, Steve, and he really couldn't say, I don't think, one way or the other as far as a definitive, but he did say that was and would be a major part of the conversation moving forward.
It's going to have to become a utility.
It's got to be.
It's going to have
but
to
it's got to be a utility that has to be thrown in with something like water.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure. I mean
where you're guaranteed it.
Right. Where and it can't cost an arm and a leg.
You pay a nominal fee for it. I mean,
right.
it's going to have to become that. I think it will.
I think a graduation ceremony in the stadium will work. I think there'll be graduations. I don't think you have to worry about that. I just think they won't be in May. I think they'll probably be in July, August, maybe somewhere around there, if things go according to plan. If you score high enough on the AP exam, you get college credit. Taking AP at Flomaton made JD a breeze for me, except for biology. Good morning, Cindy Waldrop. As long as the state has declared schools closed, there can be no ceremonies. Right, I understand that. So I'm just going off what he said in the press conference. So he said that at some point he hoped to have graduation and that kind of thing. Now, all extracurricular activities, sports, band, anything like that has been canceled for the rest of the remaining school year. But we will find out more as this thing rocks on. So here's the deal. Let me get Julie on the phone here, and let me see here. Let me get her on the phone, and let's see what Miss Julie's got to say. Julie Vandewater of let's see, let me find it. Georgia Pacific, the local Georgia Pacific mill here. And I may be saying her name all wrong. If I am, she can correct me and blow me out about it. Let's see if we can't get it.
Good morning. This is Julie.
Good morning, Julie. Ken James, sitting there with
Hey,
David.
Damn, guys, how are you?
Doing well. Sitting there with David Cupcake DJ Jennings, and I think you said Tim Kelly told you to say that. So, Julie, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do and how you do it and that kind of thing?
Well, my name is Julie Vandewater. I work for Georgia Pacific going on 9 years now. I've lived in several different areas of the country, the Midwest, and moved here about 3 years ago. I am Georgia Pacific's spokesperson here in Bruton. Communications and Public Affairs Manager is my official title. So my primary role is to make sure our people are informed of what's going on throughout the country, within the facility, how we're doing, and also let them know kind of what we're doing out in the community. So that's what I do.
Well, there you go. So, quick question for you. We have, DJ and myself have been talking about this for a little while. We understand that there is a mathematical equation to how much toilet paper people should use or not use. Is that rumor or is that actually the truth?
Well, we do have a couple of infographics that are on our website, which basically do kind of explain the science behind how many rolls of toilet paper is typical per family for 2 weeks. So, for example, a 4-person household goes through 17 double rolls or 9 mega rolls in 2 weeks, and a 2-person household would go through about 9 double rolls or 5 mega rolls of toilet paper for 2 weeks. And those numbers are based on consumer sales and, asking folks how big their households are and all of that kind of stuff, demographic information.
Wow.
So, yeah, it is. It really is. They exist.
Yeah, that is that's kind of crazy. I mean, really, it's I did not. Let me be the first to say I did not know that. I'd read that several places. I just didn't know if there was any truth to it. But there is. So that is wow. That's actually good information.
We wanted to make sure that the public was kind of aware of, look, here's kind of the baseline. So you might, if you're sequestering yourself or isolating yourself for 2 weeks, you might want to know what you're probably going to need to have on hand for that period of time. So that's why they're kind of out there.
So, Julie, talk a little bit about what you guys are doing at the local Bruton mill here, Georgia Pacific, to keep our, the mill employees, I guess, sanitized or sanitary or safe and that kind of thing. And what do you guys have going on out there, with the social distancing and things like that? I know I worked out there when I was in college. I worked out there on the college program, and had a daddy that had been out there for years and years, and I thought I was going to have a gravy job going in. Next thing I know, I'm put on the paper machine as a utility man, which had to be the worst job in the mill at that particular time, and I'm sure it was done on purpose. But at any rate, talk a little bit about what you guys have going on as far as that goes, and the things y'all are doing to ensure that what do y'all have? 600, 700, 800 employees out there total? I mean, I know maybe not all employed with Georgia Pacific, but contractors and the like. Am I in the neck of the woods, or is it more than that?
No, it's right at 500 employees. Actually, it's about 445 full-time employees, but then we keep about 50 full-time contractors on site as well.
So about 500, okay.
Yeah, we're obviously a 24/7 operation. We have been deemed an essential business, which is to say that, while we may not make the sexiest product in the world, they're a vital need right now. Our container board and bleach board go into the manufacture of corrugated boxes, which, may be shipping vital medical supplies across the country, across the world, as far as that goes. So we understand the significance of our business. We also understand the significance that our business has here in the community and surrounding region from an economic standpoint, how we impact this area. And we know that our folks are our biggest asset. So what we've done is we've started restricting our visitors. Unless you are an essential contractor that needs to come on site, maybe to service a piece of equipment or something to that nature, we've asked our contractors and or visitors to please, take some time off in visiting the mill. We've also asked our folks to practice social distancing and disinfecting. So we've got hand sanitizers available throughout the facility, as well as tape marking in the main clock alley area where the majority of our folks go through and clock in and out of every day. We've got big X's on the floor every 6 feet indicating, hey, don't get any closer to the X in front of you. Stand right here. So we've done a couple of things. We've put some things in place to continue to remind employees that this is extremely serious and just an incredible time. So we all need to do our part. I have been sending out communications from the mill manager nearly daily, kind of informing folks of what's going on and reminding them of all that we're doing and what they need to do as well. So I feel like our folks are pretty well informed. I think they're taking this very seriously, and we're hoping that they're all engaged in actually practicing what we're asking them all to do. So,
well, next question, or I guess one of the most important questions that I have, I say important. Will you guys be throwing out toilet paper at the Christmas parade this year? Because I'm thinking if you guys thought that was a hit in the past, I think this year at the Christmas parade, I agree with some of the other people on here this morning. I think it'll be total pandemonium about that toilet paper.
I'll tell you what, I had never experienced anything like that before I moved here, and my teammates at work kept telling me, Julie, wait till you go to that parade. It is crazy. People just love it. And it is an incredible experience. It's very enjoyable. We will definitely be participating in the parade this year. Now, last year we threw paper towel to do something a little bit different. We no longer actually manufacture the size roll of 4-pack that we were throwing in the past. So I'm not sure if we'll be doing that. But we're definitely going to be participating. We wouldn't let our community down. No way.
Did I see the other day that you guys donated? I want to say to the hospital, and I'll let you tell, because I'll mess up exactly what you guys did. But I did see a post about it. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I received a phone call from one of my colleagues, a local resident, Robbie Smith. I'm sure many of your listeners may be familiar with Robbie. He's one of our top engineers out at the mill, and he called me at home on Sunday and said, "Hey, Julie, I forgot that when we were over at our Woodlands building, which is the building adjacent to the big mill on our property, that in one of the closets over there were some face masks, and they are rated N95, so they're medical grade, and we had probably at least 500 of them over there or so. You might want to go check it out. It might be a great idea, since we're not using them, to donate to the hospital." So I spoke with our mill manager. He was incredibly supportive of it. So we tracked down those masks and were able to donate them. They were a surplus amount of masks left over from our Project Phoenix recovery boiler project that we completed in 2016. We thought we had actually depleted this inventory of masks and didn't realize that they were hiding from us in a closet in another building. So I appreciate Robbie finding those, bringing them to our attention so that we could make that important donation to the hospital. They were extremely gracious and grateful for them.
That was awesome.
Good morning, Julius. DJ.
Hey, DJ.
How are you doing today?
Well, it's Friday, man. I'm in a great mood.
Let me say this. I've lived here my whole life, and like everybody that has been here for any period of time, we understand the importance of that mill to our community. It is, one of the very lifelines of Bruton, has been for 60 years or better. And I think the world of most of the people that work out there, but Tim Kelly's not one of them. And if you could do anything in a gingerly way to reprimand him, I would consider it a personal opinion. And I actually have a suggestion. If one of the paper machines goes in the hay today, I would like for him to be pulled out of his cushion job and put down there scraping rolls or cutting paper in the utility roll. Can you make that happen?
I can't make that happen, but I can promise you that as soon as I get into the office today, I will relay your message to him. I'm sure he'll be.
Please do that.
I'm sure he won't be surprised.
Oh, he won't be. He can't be surprised. He's actually my neighbor. I think the world of Tim, but do have a good time with him. But certainly do appreciate the contribution and that the mill makes to this community. Y'all have always been good partners of this community. A month doesn't go by. It doesn't seem that we don't see y'all on social media or in the paper making a contribution to this organization or this project. And I can't tell you how much it means to us, those of us who live here, who are not necessarily employed by the mill, but certainly benefit from y'all helping with our quality of life. And it doesn't go unappreciated. And I just want to say thank you from all of us.
Well, I appreciate that. And I'm sure the folks at the mill feel the same about Bruton. They don't just work at the mill. Many of them live in and or very near the Bruton community. So, we don't just work here. We play here too. And they understand. They truly do. But thank you for saying that. Appreciate it.
Julie, are you married?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, man.
Well.
Do you like cupcakes?
Snacks. Well, I've been married twice, and I've had a bad deal with a bail order thing that just ran completely off the rails. That's a different story for a different day. But if you ever get in a situation where you're expecting anything to come into the port of Mobile, just don't be overly optimistic, because it can turn into a mess in a hurry.
Oh my God.
Julia, do you like the color red?
How tall are you, Julie?
I'm afraid to answer that.
You're probably smart. Oh man,
Cottonmouth.
So are y'all still? Is it still business as usual? As usual as it can be at the mill? Y'all still running the same shifts and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, nothing has changed. We get directives from our Atlanta corporate office as to market demand, and we continue to follow what they're asking us to do. And it's business as usual for us. Knock on wood that it stays that way.
So, do you on a typical day? There's still 3 shifts running. None of that has changed per se. It's just everybody's being a lot more cautious and taking precautions that they need to be to kind of stay safe.
Yes. We have signage up throughout the mill, especially in common areas and in some of our more confined spaces, reminding employees that it's important that they observe the 6-foot social distancing rule that we have, as well as use disinfectant liquid cleaner to wipe down their areas. Now, I will tell you that, like many Americans, there's been some difficulty in receiving some of our needed cleaning supplies, but we've got some ingenious folks on the Bruton Mill team. Our environmental department realized that with our bleach plant on site, we could make our own disinfectant. So that's exactly what we did. So we've got bottles that we were able to fill with a water/beach solution, and we're asking our folks that at least twice a shift that they wipe down their areas and make sure that any surfaces that they touch are clean.
So y'all doing all y'all can basically to try to make sure everybody stays healthy and safe and that kind of thing.
Yep. And we're having to be very resourceful in doing so too, because of some of the challenges we're having in receiving items. Our hand sanitizer is running very low. So Tim Kelly and I actually today are going to make a run over to Murder Creek Distillery, who has come to the rescue, and are going to work with them to get some hand sanitizer and replenish our supply back at the mill for our folks, keep them clean.
Well, I have a question, Julie. Do you like the song "The Glory of Love"?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna tell you things just get better and better the more you talk. I'm gonna tell you, if you've never heard of a mixtape, let me tell you, there's rumor of a mixtape containing that song, "The Glory of Love," and I just want to play Chuck Woolery here for just a second and say that you don't know how closely you and DJ are a match. I mean, I'm not sure of what do you call that? These profiles, these on these matchmaking sites or what have you. Chuck, he didn't have profiles back in the day on that show. He just brought people out and they either got along or they didn't. Would you be okay if we videoed a possible date at the drive-through at Camp 31 or David's or one of the local restaurants with you and DJ. I'll sit in the back seat. I'll run the camera, and we can all practice social distancing. We'll get a Suburban. I'll sit in the third row, and let's see. We can mic you guys up, and let's see how that goes. And then we can find out if you really like red or not. Because I think that you'd be surprised at the red that I'm speaking of. But Ron McDaniel, he wants. Do you still have your MySpace account active? That's what Ron wants to know, Julie. I don't know if you do, but if you do, things are even getting better.
No, unfortunately, I never had a MySpace account. So
no
I went,
MySpace. Okay.
No, but went right in for it when the big internet came out back in the early 90s, back in the
Sure.
92, whatever it was.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think that there's a lot more to be. I think there's a lot more we could go down this road and might want to. But hey, I will say this. Sorry, it took us a couple mornings to get you on. It was crazy with the amount of users and things on YouTube and Facebook that have been on. But I do want to thank you for taking our call. And do y'all have any more plans? I know donating that to the hospital was a fantastic thing. Do y'all have any plans? And I'm certainly not trying to pry or get into anything confidential or what have you, but do y'all have any plans or any more plans of injecting some money into the local economy, local business economy, and maybe restaurants or retail or that kind of thing? I know with that many employees out there, there used to be several restaurants that would deliver and bring food out there, and I tell you, calling up and ordering a couple hundred plates from a restaurant right now to bring out there, I would think that would have to be a tremendous, tremendous help to some of our local restaurant businesses.
Yeah, that's wow. That's a super duper idea. We haven't discussed anything like that amongst the mill leadership to date, but I can tell you that our folks are still ordering from some of those local restaurants, and we do have them at least. Few of them coming to the mill, but just to drop things off outside. Our employees are going out to actually meet them and pick up their food items before they bring them in. So we do have some folks at the mill who are continuing to support those local establishments.
Sure. And I don't mean, listen, I'm not trying to tax you guys. I don't mean that way. I guess what I was thinking, hey, with as many people as y'all have, like on a day shift or 3 to 11 shift or that kind of thing, good gracious, you talk about a shot in the arm, for if y'all pick just once a week, picked a local restaurant to order from, I would think that would be a heck of a shot in the arm locally. Now, again, I'm not trying to tell the you guys or the mill, personnel or management what to do. I'm just thinking as being one of the larger employers in our community, that would certainly be a big, big, big shot in the arm for sure.
Yeah, I know that we support our local businesses. We can't imagine what they're going through. We know they're struggling right now, and that it's probably been very difficult. But to your point, I'm glad that some of our folks continue at least at this point to support them in whatever way they can, because with us restricting visitors to the mill, it's been more of an inconvenience for our folks as well as some of the people who are accustomed to coming there almost every day.
So. Sure. Well, let me say this too. I also want to recognize, and I think all of us here in the Drive Time family and myself and DJ, without GP, there is no Bruton. So, let us say that up front. You guys are basically the heartbeat, I would say, if there is one, of our community, and certainly the fact that y'all are as community minded as you are, and the things y'all do to help the community and that kind of thing is outstanding. And certainly I'm not trying to tax any of you out or what have you. Again, thank you for what y'all do. Thank you for what you've done, and thank you for what you continue to do for our community.
Hey, you are so welcome, and I appreciate those kind words. We really do. But what makes Bruton so great is our people. We've got amazing folks out there, and we work well as a team. And especially now, they know how important what we make is, and we're gonna keep persevering. We're all gonna get through this, and it's gonna end up turning out better than the team we were before all this happened. So I will tell you, just to quell any rumors out there is no shortage of toilet paper. We have plenty of toilet paper inventory throughout the nation, as does our competitors, as do our competitors as far as that goes. The challenge right now, like with other supplies, has been with logistics, getting trucks in and out, loaded and unloaded fast enough, especially with panic buyers. So if everybody just kind of takes a deep breath, things are going to normal out here very soon, and we'll see more inventory on the shelves.
Julie, how hard would it be, and this may be totally out of the realm of possibility, but how hard would it be to take a couple 18-wheelers full of toilet paper and set up at the Market Park downtown in front of the Bruton mural, like FEMA did with ICE and MREs, and hand out toilet paper? Here it is. We love to give away other businesses stuff. We're famous for that. And I'm thinking that 2 Georgia Pacific semi-trailers set up downtown in front of the Market Park, giving away 4-packs or 8-packs or mega roll packs or whatever y'all's formula is. I'm thinking that would be a great thing. Take that to the management and say, look here, DJ and KJ said this would be a great idea. If you didn't want to do it, no problem. They'll come out and set up in front of the car wash out here and let people come through here and pick up some toilet paper. Then they can run through the car wash and knock all of the nastiness and Corona off of them and head on back to the house. That might be something you want to take to them as well and see what they think about that. Because if you think people went nuts over that paper or toilet paper during the Christmas parade, I guarantee you that if you said tomorrow at 12 p.m., we're going to have 2 18-wheelers down at Market Park handing out toilet paper, you'd have at least a couple thousand folks down there wanting some of that damn toilet paper. So I promise you, there'd be a heck of an audience downtown for toilet paper, let me tell you. And Miss Davison, we will not roll your house, I promise.
There's no doubt about it. But all kidding aside, seriously, if we could do something like that, if we could make something like that happen, well, it would be awesome for the community. We have a different way of doing things like that. We actually partner with an organization called Convoy of Hope. And in some of those areas that are hardest hit, that's exactly what they do. Either following some sort of natural disaster, in many cases we'll send truckloads of product down to those hard-hit areas or up to wherever the hard-hit disaster area is and distribute what we can to folks in need. So.
No, and listen, I see, like I said earlier, you guys obviously do a lot of things, and a lot of times it goes unsaid. A lot of times it goes, without the accolades you guys deserve. Certainly, what I'm saying just because of how crazy, people have went over toilet paper and that kind of thing. But I will say this: you talk about a hit. That would be a hit. Now, I can assure you. And everybody's talking about, starting a riot. People wouldn't have to get out of their car. I mean, you guys could literally just toss toilet paper into the car. I mean, if it hits somebody in the head, how hard is it? I mean, that's not going to hurt them. I mean, you just get popped in the head with a roll of toilet paper. Even a mega roll is not going to hurt. I mean, did you squeeze the Charmin? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's not going to hurt that bad. But, I think Anyway, that'd be a stellar idea. If you're in talks with management, say, listen, along with them wanting you to spend a couple $1,000s feeding these people out here on one day a week, they also want you to bring in a couple of truckloads of toilet paper and give away. And if you don't do it, they're going to come out here and set up in the parking lot if the guard doesn't run us off. Let me throw that out there. We don't want to get in no trouble with the law. And, if we could set up in front of the car wash, that'd be great, because I tell you what, if you guys agree to do that, me and DJ will walk through the car wash live and let everybody see us do it, walk through that car wash and see how we come out on the other side. I've been in the back of a truck and went through that thing 2 or 3 times back in the day myself anyway. Have you?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I have.
No.
Didn't know it at the time. Thought we were going shining. And instead, we went through the car wash at the paper mill. And, does that thing still run as hard as it used to, Julie?
It still operates. We have folks who use it every day to rinse off their vehicles.
Let me tell you, if y'all allowed people to come out there, back in the day, you'd have more than just a few people that used it. There'd be, I know people in town that they would drive out there at least once a week, twice a week to wash their car off. Just because they didn't want to get washed. They didn't want to have it detailed or wash it. The paper mill was where they washed their car, I can assure you.
That's so funny.
It is. It is. DJ, you got anything else for Miss Julie?
Julie, I appreciate you spending some time with us this morning, letting us call in. You've been a good sport. Thank you.
I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Please stay safe.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Thank you, Julie.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, there you go.
Mighty nice of her.
Yeah. Straight from GP.
It's not easy to take a call from this outfit.
No, it's not. It's not. And I'll tell you this, we didn't even get on the bridge with her at all. So we should ask her what do the Koch brothers think about helping get this bridge situated out here. I didn't even think about asking her that. I bet if one of them called Governor Ivey up and said, hey, look, I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but you're going to do something about that fishing pier out there. Look, at least set up something on each end of it and sell crickets and worms. I mean, you can't even buy bait out there right now.
Can't even buy bait.
I mean, is that a shame?
And the fish are biting from what I hear.
Yeah. I mean, so I just, golly, I don't know. How about that? Miss Sandy, thanks for the birthday wishes. Next year's birthday will be a big year, so I'll have a big party. All are invited. Hey, you heard it right here first.
I mean,
that's a drive time exclusive.
I like a party.
Yeah, me too. How did they come up with an 8.8 speed? I don't have a clue, Chef Adam. We'll ask her. We'll find out. We'll ask her that and see what she says. We'll have to get her back and see what she says about that. I do want us to get maybe I wonder if we could get Miss Strawbridge and I can't remember the other lady's name offhand, or get with Chris and see if we could get a couple more people in next week to talk about things going on, the efforts going on in our area as far as where we are now versus where we are last week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'll
reach out to Chris, and I'm sure. I think it's important to them to get good information out. I think that's doable. Jessica
just said Mark Zuckerberg just committed to donating $25 million to help in developing treatments for COVID-19. That's awesome. But considering he's worth about $60 billion,
check.
Yeah, he I think that's great. Kudos to Mark Zuckerberg. Good morning, Connie B.
Good morning, Connie.
What about those tide times, DJ?
Yeah, Rusty must be in.
He is.
Rusty, yeah.
He is. He wants to know about those tide times.
Mobile Basin, Rusty, high tide this afternoon, 4:27 p.m., low tide, in a shocker, 3:38 p.m. Back to back, low tide, high tide. Be careful out there.
So that thing's going to come in and go out fast. Yeah, man, that current's going to be rough.
Quick.
DJ Reggie P. Reggie Hunt in from over there around Monroe County. What's going on, Reggie P?
Good morning, Reggie.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you said that. I wasn't looking. Sorry. Let me get that off the... I'm glad I got the executive producer of this thing watching, because if I didn't, I'd be in trouble. Let me see here what I can get back up here. Let's see. Where's that at? There we go. So, good stuff from Julie.
Really good.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I never did get out of her she liked red.
I think she probably does.
Let me ask you, and I think we asked this, I may have asked you this earlier. Do you know where we stand as far as, the meals for the schools? Or are they going to continue?
I don't know how they're set up to have that moving forward.
I wonder how hard it would be to get a couple of the local school officials to come on and sit down and talk with us about, after they get through with talks with Dr. Mackey. I wonder how hard it would be to get them to come on and talk with us about what they're doing and how they're doing it. I see Will in this morning. Will Ruzick. Good morning, Will. Love to have Will on one morning to talk a little bit about what Provalis is doing. I think they're up to a couple of hundred employees now.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I'd like to find out what they're doing and how they're doing it to observe and stay safe and promote and practice social distancing at this time. So, Sister says go vote for Daphne Baseball on Twitter, PBR Alabama, to cast your vote.
What are we voting for?
I don't know. What's the vote for, Sister?
Morning, Sister.
Timmy Wiggins, I need to come to Bruton and get some shine. Wine and dine from Camp 30. Well, there you go. They'll do it. There's TLP in. Terry Lynn. Good morning, Terry Lynn. Where do you buy bait in Bruton? The only place that I know of right now, and this is going to sound crazy, is Walmart.
There's a bait store on Mesa Mill Pond Road.
Okay.
If you come in from the 31 side, it'll be on your left.
How far down?
Maybe a mile down, maybe not quite a mile.
Just out in the middle of nowhere on Mesa Mill Pond.
There's a structure there, and they sell live bait.
There's Big Lou. I wonder if we can get Big Lou to call in after they get some ideas from Dr. Mackey of how this is going to work and that kind of thing. Maybe get Big Lou to call in one morning and talk to us a little bit about what Bruton City is going to do with the from April 6th forward on the, I guess you call it the e-learning side or the packet side. What they're going to do. Listen, there's no one size that fits all here, according to what Dr. Mackey said last week when we had him on, or earlier in the week when we had him on. I'm interested to see what our county and city school system will do. Ashley said, it believes BCS, the Bruce City Schools, will continue to drop meals as long as school would have been in. It's a federal program. Okay, great. That's awesome. It's just for fun. Sister said they have the brackets online. Okay. I know you love brackets.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got one.
Yeah. Yeah. Lulu's Bait Shop in Flomaton. Okay, there you go. So not too far down there. F-Camp's got a bait shop. You go down and get what you need from there. I know Walmart, they didn't have crickets, don't have crickets, but I know they have worms and things like that. So Maxwell's Grocery out at the end of Ridge Road and Highway 29 intersection. They've got it as well. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks for the information.
Yeah. Anything else we need to cover this morning, DJ?
I don't think so. I think,
Happy Friday.
The message is the same. Support local businesses as you can. Be safe while you're doing it.
Take pictures.
Take pictures and post to the Drive Time page. I love seeing them.
Those pictures and post them on the Drive Time page. It's going to make it. Trust me, somebody's going to be real happy that they did, and I can assure you,
pay attention.
They will be very happy that they did. Anything else? Can you think of?
I think that's it.
I can't think of anything else either. So let me wrong soundbite, Ken. Here we go.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's a wrap. I mean, unless you think of anything else we need to talk about.
I think it's great of our Drive Time family that chooses to waste an hour and a half of their time with us each day. That's awesome.
Yeah, most of them aren't coherent, though, till about 7:15 or 7:30. So, I don't know if they're really wasting any time. They're probably laying there going, God, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We do what we can.
When we can do it.
Hey, we're not the best or worst show ever for no reason.
I mean,
we earn it.
We try to do what we can do when we can do it.
We earn it 1 hour at a time.
All right, man, we got to go.
Been a great day, great week. Everybody have a good weekend, safe weekend. Somewhat quarantined. Still need to find a way to support the local economy. Support. Take those pictures, post them to the Drive Time page, and we'll see y'all on the other side next week. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all.
last for good. Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking down the street when I saw a shadow of a man creep.
Thank you for tuning in to the Dirty 30's #1 broadcast, Drive Time with DJ and KJ. Tune in next time when you'll hear DJ say,
Good morning and welcome to this edition of The Feel Good.
Money don't grow on